Good morning, judges. Thank you all so much for being here. Today, we're going to be presenting our company, Wearable Aromas, perfume concealed in jewelry.
So first off, my name is James Harrison. I am a entrepreneurship accounting and finance student here at WSU, along with a minor in economics. A little bit about my experience is I've had 3 different accounting internships along with an internship at a financial institution. So I have a very diverse understanding of how financial modeling and accounting goes forward for a business.
And my name is MJ. I am the CEO and founder of Wearable Aromas. I've demonstrated a strong entrepreneurial spirit from a young age, starting ventures when I was 7 years old. I earned first place in a marketing campaign for London International School of Business a few years ago, as well as most recently, I completed a specialty sales 8-week management internship for Target. Our amazing board of advisors consists of Scott Thompson, who is the vice president of business development for McKinstry, Erica Hammer, who's a patent attorney for Lee and Hayes, and Jason Burt, who's a product leader for M&L Data and Science.
So something that we're aware of that we're missing within our team is CRM experience. This is something that will end up being filled once MJ goes to her career at Gallo working in sales, and will allow us to fill that gap organically over time through MJ's own experience.
Many women have a desire to smell fresh and feel confident throughout the day by use of liquid perfume, but constantly having to carry bulky perfume bottles in purses, risking spills, breakage, leakage, or even worse, leaving it behind altogether can be extremely frustrating. Not to mention the non-discreet and overwhelming perfume cloud that exudes when reapplying perfume in public. In a world full of sleek tech, subscription boxes, and hyper-personalized experience, why hasn't an issue been solved in a more discreet and elegant way? That question sparked the beginning of Wearable Aromas, a brand that transforms fragrance from a routine spray to an immersive wearable experience. We've created a line of solid perfumes concealed inside of jewelry, blending style, scent, and self-expression into one elevated product. Every product consists of simple ingredients, is 100% handmade. As you can see here, we are currently offering 3 different necklaces with 3 different scents on our website. Customers have the ability to choose which scent of solid perfume goes into which necklace. But Wearable Aromas is more than just a clever product. It's a market-ready brand ready to capitalize on many converging trends. The rising power in social media among young women, the desire to have natural things put in and on our bodies, and the overall eco-conscious that we're leaning towards and being very eco-friendly. Today, we'll walk you through why Wearable Aromas is uniquely positioned to carve out space in both the fragrance and accessories industries. With your support, it has the potential to redefine how fragrance is worn and experienced. Thank you all for being here, and we're thrilled to take you on the scent-infused journey. Our customer value proposition is discover elegance with our jewelry that seamlessly blends beauty and function. Our necklaces feature a hidden compartment for solid perfume, allowing you to carry your favorite scent discreetly and conveniently. With Wearable Aromas, enjoy timeless style and a personal touch of fragrance wherever you go.
So when we really started looking at this, we wanted to actually consider how much was available in total. So for that, we looked at what the total available market was for the fragrance industry. The data that we ended up pulling was for mid 2024, and that ended up being $4.6 billion. And something that we started looking at is based on how we're actually reaching our customers. We distributed our serviceable available market by looking at what distribution of population was within the coastal regions of Florida and California, which when distributed out by the amount of population relative to the US, we were able to get to $450 million. And then once we got down to what we could actually obtain, we came down to $75 million simply due to the fact that by utilizing coastal destinations in Southern California and Florida, we're able to obtain people outside of that market as well, but we're still able to leverage a large amount of that population as we're looking to go for more of a vacation destination type, simply because when somebody's on vacation, they have a higher willingness to pay, which allows us to get over that highest hurdle for our customers early on, and then allow us to be able to foster growth from there.
As far as our current competition, we're introducing a distinctive product to the market, one that has not been widely available to the mass public. With only a handful of small Etsy scales being our direct competitors, we have the ability to establish a strong market presence. We're also entering a market segment that's often overlooked by mainstream brands. A lot of companies tend to sell semi-solid or just in general liquid fragrances. Current fragrant options that are widely available currently lack a portable, mess-free, and subtle solution, allowing us to tap into this niche market.
So when
As far as our
go ahead.
As far as our competitive strategy goes, there's quite a few things that make us different. The first one is our niche focus. Like I had mentioned, our product is unlike anything you'll find in most stores. It's designed for people who are always on the go but want to still feel fresh and confident. We're especially focused on young women who care about blending beauty and practicality, and we hope once people see the convenience of our product, they won't want to leave the house without it. The other thing is our experience differentiation. Our research has shown that people like to interact and engage with new scents. Boutiques give customers the chance to really connect with our product. They can feel it, they can smell it, feel the quality for themselves. It's a hands-on experience that allows people to see just how special and luxurious our product really is. We also have a retail website funnel. After the first purchase in store, customers are encouraged to visit our website, where they can there easily browse our new scents, our refills, check out our exclusive jewelry collection. The mix of in-person and online shopping helps us connect with first-time buyers and keep them coming back, building lasting relationships and hopefully helping us grow our reach. Lastly, sustainability. In addition to our convenience and overall elegance, Wearable Aromas aligns with a lot of the sustainability trends in the beauty industry. Traditional perfume bottles contribute quite a bit to waste, as they are usually single-use packaging. Our refillable solid perfume inserts offer an eco-conscious alternative, meeting the growing demand for clean beauty and environmentally friendly products.
So for go-to-market, the way that we're really looking at this is we're keeping more of a lean model where manufacturing and distribution is facilitated by leadership, where we're going to target small boutiques in Southern California and coastal Florida as well, where we're able to sell them like what we're looking at is like estimating about batches of 10 starter sets, simply so that way we're able to get a little bit more of a consistent idea of where we're at for revenue. And it allows us to get more introduction to people who are coming from a variety of different places, whether they're on vacation or just live in that area. The one nice thing about this is that it allows us to clear our biggest hurdle for our customers, which is buying that initial hardware set while they're on vacation, which is something that we were looking at as an opportunity. And our growth will be facilitated through product development and strategic partnerships. The way that we really wanted to look at this is MJ has quite a few friends who are social media influencers and are in the marketing space. And we were looking at going more of a style of, okay, we will give you some of our product for a sponsorship and also access to limited series or just refills subscriptions, simply so that way it's like we can lower our cost of advertising simply by exchanging goods. And then our last way for our go-to-market is we're going to capitalize on momentum that we've gained in years 1 through 4 to eventually go to right of use contracts with premium fragrance companies to get access and the rights to use their fragrances in our cartridges, and then be able to present that as a sponsored item, which will allow us to actually have a higher cost per, like it will have a higher cost per unit, but will also allow us to have a higher margin, simply due to the fact that we're able to raise our retail MSRP. So for a revenue model, we're really starting with boutique wholesaling. I will say year 1, it really begins with this is about 67% of all of our revenue, simply because it is some of our easier sales, because we're able to just simply send off those batches to whichever boutique we're working with, which allows MJ and myself to simply focus on whatever we are doing for our own careers and run Wearable Aromas in parallel with our own personal careers. Along with that, we have refill cartridges, which this is really kind of our bread and butter for long-term growth, simply because it has our lowest cost per unit for production, but also has a sizable MSRP along with it. These will be found on our website, whether it's through on-demand or subscription model, which will allow users to actually maintain their hardware as being useful, whether they're on vacation or wherever they may be. Something that we're also looking at is in years 2 through 4 is we're going to start going to farmers markets, simply because in Southern California, this is a space that we can actually capitalize on just kind of the area of focus that a farmers market has, whether it's niche goods or handmade products, being able to focus further on building our brand equity with people in that area. Another thing that we really wanted to focus on is, okay, we may be able to facilitate a certain level of production in years 1 through 4, but as production grows, we want
5 minutes.
Sweet, thank you. We wanted to look at how we could actually keep going while facilitating growth and not being crushed by our own weight of growth at the same time. So that means that in years 4 through 5, we'll start limiting the amount of supply that we're actually producing, simply so that we're able to forecast more steadily. For that last, sorry about that. For our last one item, in years 4 and 5, we're going to be moving to a heightened quality, which will allow us to increase our cost per unit by also increasing the MSRP simply by offering more premium product. That does come through the fact that there are licensing fees associated with those right of use contracts, but also turning to more premium metals as well.
Beautiful. As far as our traction goes, we have a website that is fully ready to launch. As you had seen earlier in this presentation, we currently have 3 hardware series, which are going to be those necklaces that you saw that with the 3 cents where our customers can essentially customize. There's also descriptions of the product, there's instructions on how to use it, and there's a secure way to check out on our website. We also have a domain name and logo. Our product is also 100% market ready. We currently have 200 units of inventory that are ready to be custom, handmade, and hand packaged. We also have interested boutiques in Southern California. There's 3 currently that are willing and interested to sell our product. We also have sales. We have over $200 in sales in the 1 month of being available to the public.
So for financial projections, something that we really wanted to be conscious of is, okay, we want to see growth, but we also want to be realistic in how we approach this. So we understand that in years 1 and 2, there is a loss, but that's something that is highly encouraging about that is that we are able to capitalize that loss through an NOL carry forward, simply to allow us to help offset some of our tax liability in years 3 and 4, which allows us to keep a little bit more net working capital in the business itself. But in years 5, you can see that growth really does take off in our top line revenue, which is also accompanied by our expenses increasing rapidly as well. But when we started modeling this out, simply due to the fact that we do have a limited amount of quantity that we're providing, we are able to outpace our expenses rapidly over time.
2 minutes, 40 seconds.
Thank you. So for operations, something that we wanted to look at is, can we facilitate operations and growth through ownership? This is something that we believe we can do through a lean operating model, which allows us to take 0 payroll expense, which is really good for Wearable Aromas in general, as it allows us to keep a little bit more net working capital and reduce the amount of capital that we need to sustain ourselves. Along with this, there won't be any owner's draws for years 1 and 2, simply because we're prioritizing long-term growth instead of simply returning capital to ownership. And then we're also outsourcing accounting and legal simply so that more focus can be done on how are we actually approaching this and what is our priority in general. And as I said earlier, we want to prioritize long-term growth over short-term gains, as this is something that definitely has a lot of momentum behind it, and we believe that we can take further. So for our funding needs, something that we looked at is, okay, for beginning, we need $60,000 in initial funding simply to cover startup expenses and also provide us with enough net working capital to sustain ourselves through that year. This is something that will be sourced through contributions from friends and family, and also through ownership's personal contributions. We believe that this is reasonable simply due to the fact that MJ's dad, he has worked in private equity, and she is confident that she should be able to get a sizable portion of that. And then myself and MJ as well do have funds that we will be bringing to the table as well. Our second need of funds begins at the beginning of year 2 for $35,000 simply to allow us to grow further.
1 minute.
Thank you. For the sake of conservatism, we chose a revenue-based financing model simply because we wanted to be more realistic in what we could actually attain with 1 year of revenue. And any other source of funding would allow us to lower our cost of capital.
This company is a game changer for anyone who loves to smell fresh without the hassle of traditional perfume bottles. The innovative concept of solid perfume concealed in jewelry is elegant, discreet, and effortless. Please join us, judges, in redefining the way traditional fragrance is worn and experienced. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. We can go ahead and start the 10-minute Q&A. That can go ahead and start now.
I'll start with a question. First of all, great presentation. I also appreciate solutions that are created from personal experiences or problems. And I think that was really well portrayed in your executive summary. I was just wondering, are you actually wearing one of the necklaces right now, MJ?
I am. Yes, this is an example
Awesome.
of it. It's just a simple locket necklace, very
Beautiful.
non-discreet. Yeah.
Awesome. And I wanted to ask, so regarding the refills or the cartridges, are those only compatible with the scents that you're planning on producing, or is it something where you can add your own perfume to the cartridge? I guess that's something I'm not really understanding about the product.
Yeah, so it's going to be, we're going to make it for them. It's not necessarily them customizing it. We make the perfume, we put it in there for them.
Okay.
As of right now, we have kind of a first iteration. It isn't a cartridge what we're working with right now. We plan to manufacture that a few months down the line. But as far as the actual cartridge goes, eventually we like it to just pop in and out of the necklace so that customers can get those refills and just switch up their scent whenever they would like to.
Okay. And then I saw that you had somebody from Lee and Hayes on your advisory team. Have you explored whether any aspect of this product is patentable?
Yes, I've delved straight into that. As of right now, there is nothing exactly like what we're doing, especially with the cartridges that is out there right now. I'm considering a provisional patent and or utility patent coming soon. I have talked to Erica quite a bit about it, and she does recommend IP down the line, but that's going to be once we manufacture these cartridges.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Also, to kind of
Thank you.
follow up on that as well, something that is included in our financials. That's like our big CapEx event for year one. So that's really what's pushing our year one funding requirement up.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So I actually have a couple questions. One with that, actually, maybe a risk of being a suggestion, but have you considered having because it seems like the perfume industry, and I'm not really steeped in it, that people are very strongly connected to the scent that they're used to. Having a way for people to ship you their perfume and then you provide them refills of that stuff, so you can kind of end run around the licensing.
MJ, I'll take this one. So that's something that we've definitely thought about. We weren't really wanting to incorporate that in the revenue model simply because it'd be like more of kind of something that we do on the side and is a little bit less consistent because we're not really sure what level of engagement we'd have with that. But that's definitely something that we'd be potentially interested in simply because we have all of the supplies and equipment to do that on our own. So definitely something to think about going forward. Thank you.
And the second one real quick then, have you considered expanding into the cologne market? Because guys will tell you that they don't wear jewelry and then they'll drop like $400 for a titanium keychain.
Yes, there's a lot of growth potential for sure. Down the line, that is absolutely something we're interested in doing.
Cool, congrats.
Yeah, guys, I I think this is a super unique idea. So props and good presentation. Also, James, as a fellow finance guy, compliments on the financials. Those are probably some of the most thorough financials I've seen in a business case. That's impressive. MJ, are you making all of the hardware yourself and all of the jewelry yourself? And I know in the financial model, you guys scale up your revenues quite a bit. But based on the units that you'd have to produce per day, if you are in fact manufacturing them yourselves, it would seem to be pretty difficult to achieve those quantities if you're the one producing.
Yeah, as of right now, I'm doing everything. I'm wholesaling the actual hardware necklace itself, and then I'm curating the scent, packaging it, pouring it into the necklace as well. Down the line, though, that is the plan to get it manufactured.
Okay. So on kind of feed off of that. So in our assumptions for years 1 through 3, we're running our careers in tandem. But in year 4 and 5, MJ will take a departure from her personal career and focus more on wearable aromas. Currently, our time to actually manufacture one of these by hand runs at about 5 minutes. So it's very a rapid process for us to actually construct those. So being able to take that time away from, okay, I'm juggling both my personal career and wearable aromas on the side and going to more of a sole focus. I've run the numbers and looked at what we could actually do. And yes, it is ambitious, but ambition is part of the dream. So that's what we were really looking at doing for that one.
Sure. Yeah, I think in year 5 it was like implying like a couple thousand units a day or something like that, or over 1,000, and so then that seemed pretty significant. But I will echo what others have kind of implied and recommended. I think it's such a cool concept. I think allowing people to add their own fragrances to it might be a real key to unlocking this business. And so figuring out if you can create cartridges that are refillable with people's perfume and cologne themselves from home seems like a really great potential option for you guys. I know there's little mobile travel ones that I use and that my wife uses, that we can take our perfume and cologne. It's a tiny little cartridge, and we can literally like take the cap off, fill it up directly from our cologne. And if you guys had something like that could fit into your guys' jewelry, that could be a very great way to not have to compete, because you guys are essentially dual competing with the fragrance market and the jewelry market. And you guys can kind of focus your efforts rather than trying to compete on 2 fronts.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I have a question about the sales channel. So maybe just clarify for me. You guys are proposing that most people will first encounter wearable aromas in a boutique or like a farmer's market setting, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Have you considered maybe offering some sort of like sample scents that you can offer through your website, so then you can not only find someone in person and then encourage them to go to the website, but if someone finds your website or your Instagram or something and they can't find you locally, then they can still buy your product?
Yeah, so a lot of our intention was, yes, people are on vacation, and like they usually don't go on vacation where they're from. Like that was something that we understood, and being able to access them when they're on vacation in SoCal or Florida. And by having our website, something that we're looking at is not only just having our refills or just like hardware series, but also just having like general accessories or like test strips or just something to allow them to introduce themselves. Also in those like starter packs that we're actually selling at the boutiques, those include a few different scent packages in themselves. So that way they're able to experience a wide variety of what is actually there. Because we really want to look at it as like, okay, you're on vacation, you have a higher willingness to pay, being able to capitalize on that and selling it to them where it's like, okay, we're able to get the largest expenditure out of the way. It's like, now you have it and you like it. We want to make sure that it is maintained as useful for you. So being able to go to the website based on what they've already experienced through their initial experience.
We've got 2 minutes left.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm kind of just imagining like, I'm sure you've seen it where like you have the perfume inserts in magazines, they can kind of send them. And so that's kind of what, popped in my head when thinking, if someone is requesting a sample of, oh, I found this person on Instagram, I want to buy the jewelry, but the closest one is in California and I'm in Idaho, right? And so how does that connection happen if you have a customer wanting to buy but doesn't have it locally? So something to consider.
Appreciate the feedback. Thank you.
I know you guys mentioned like the refills being kind of what makes you get that recurring revenue. But have you guys just considered doing more like hardware SKUs and stuff like that as an alternative, like just different lockets and different bracelets and different things like that because I mean, I imagine, some people wear the same jewelry or the same necklace each day, but lots of people like to mix it up, or do different styles each day. Would you guys consider that to keep customers coming back and just buying different styles?
Yeah, we were definitely looking at like intending to do like different releases each quarter, simply so we can keep like new products coming out in different variations. And those will also be in a limited quantity as well, so we can capitalize on scarcity premium as well.
All right, 15 seconds.
Good job, guys. Cool idea. I think it's very unique.
It's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. Thank you all for your time today. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you, Devin, for the mention of the financials. I really tried on those ones.
I can tell, man.
That is time. Thank you to our presenters.